Welcome. Wait, yeah, there we go. Welcome to another episode of Fusioners Podcast. The host Mikey and the two Chris's. Tim's not here this time. I'm trying to talk fast because it's going to be a long podcast. There's a lot of stuff that happened this week and weekend. We're going to start with the movie we watched because that probably be one of the quickest things we'll go through.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown?
No.
That's till next week. That's next week. Yeah.
Okay. Hocus. No. I'm joking.
No.
The new Halloween.
Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills. Or as it should be renamed, Evil Dies Tonight.
Hashtag Evil Dies.
Hashtag Evil Dies Tonight.
It was a movie.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either.
It was a classic slasher.
I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it.
I was indifferent. It was bad story, bad writing. You got the point. The only good part about it for me was the killing. Awesome.
If I was channel surfing,
the way he killed.
Yeah.
If I was channel surfing and it was on TV, I'd watch it. Would I go see it in the movie theaters again?
No, I wouldn't either.
The whole point. This probably goes out to all like slashers, scary movies, I guess. Run. Don't stop and hide under by a tree. Keep on running. This guy's walking at us like a brisk pace. Run!
When the one lady from the original movie was running through the park, through the woods, did you guys hear me say trip?
Yeah.
Because they all trip. Because you know what they do? They turn around looking for her.
Okay, wait,
they trip over a branch.
Yeah.
Get their ass killed.
Okay, hold on a second. I thought the same thing about that theory that they always trip when they... But I remember seeing a video. It was a security video of like a murder, like down in Miami. This guy walks up to this guy in a car and starts shooting. And his girlfriend, like, does the cartoon run where she takes 3 steps by herself before she finally takes off running, and she fell down.
Yeah.
So I think that is a real thing that we didn't realize. I didn't realize it until I saw that video that you get scared, you can't function properly.
It's adrenaline.
Your
body's moving faster than your mind can process.
Right. Yeah. So I think that is a reality of people do actually fall, because that chick was all over the place.
I mean, we can sit here in our kitchen drinking our beer and whatever you're drinking, Chris.
It's root beer.
Oh, I'm drinking a Sea Quench Ale. It's a Dogfish Head IPA.
I thought that was like Kroger Sprite.
No. It's an IPA.
Off-brand.
Off-brand Sprite, yeah.
One of my...
lemon lime.
Somebody gave me some beers.
It was almost like the shitty, like... shitty water, sparkling water.
No.
Green shitty sparkling water?
LaCroix?
LaCroix, yeah.
It does look like a LaCroix bottle. LaCroix sucks, by the way. That wedding Kimberly and I went to in Colorado, they didn't offer any just regular water. Yeah. It was all LaCroix. And I tried every flavor, and even the regular water all sucked. Yeah. I drank beer because one beer got me drunk in that altitude.
Oh,
up in the mountains, I drank one IPA, and I was like, "How much have I been drinking?"
So back to the movie.
Sorry.
Yeah, the writing's bad. It reminded me of, it's like they had the script left over from 1987.
Written in crayon.
Let's use this. It just, I mean, you got Evil Dies Tonight, and then the whole town is at the hospital. He only killed like 3 people in the previous movie. Why is the whole town at the hospital? I haven't figured out why the whole town was there.
Yeah, it's like the whole idea with like Tommy being like, he takes everything in his own hands. Like, okay, we have to do this. We can't trust anybody. It's like, I get that point because it's happened before, I guess. But it's like to the point where they start a mob.
He carried a baseball bat. Like,
and they go after the wrong guy.
Honestly, I was waiting for Boris Karloff to walk up them stairs as Frankenstein, and the townspeople chase him with pitchforks and torches.
There you go.
Because that's what it looked like when they were chasing the crazy guy. Evil Dies Tonight. And I was like, it's not like mob mentality. It didn't make sense.
In the last movie, he escaped because the doctor crashed the
bus.
The bus.
Right.
And they captured all the crazy people that got out except for 2. Jason and this other guy.
Michael.
Why did I say Jason?
Because that's Friday the 13th.
I get them mixed up
Wrong
sometimes.
movie.
Michael and this other crazy guy from the hospital. The other crazy guy from the hospital got caught up in all this and basically committed suicide, so he didn't get.
He didn't basically. He did. He jumped out a 4-story building and flattened himself.
Well, I don't count that as suicide. I think that's the easier way out because he would have been tarred and feathered in the town square if he had his way.
Now, my only beef with the Halloween movies is the math, because I did the math. We talked about the math. So, because it is known, this is the math. So the math is, Michael Myers was 6 years old when he kills his sister. That was in 1963. So, he comes back to Haddonfield 15 years later, which is 1978. He's 21. Laurie is 18. That's the math right there, right?
Yeah.
So then he comes back 40 years later. He's 61 years old. And she's 58. So this is what we're dealing with, a 61-year-old man. Robbie, like, just with super strength. I mean, it's kind of...
I thought the whole thing, like, through the original movies was he's human. This could be your neighbor, was why it was scary.
But he's not human, according to Tommy.
Yeah, what do they say at the end of the movie? That he gets more... Her daughter, at the end of the movie, says he gets stronger with each kill. And if they don't stop it tonight, he'll turn into some big monster.
Super killer.
Yeah. And this guy legitimately took 5 rounds from a 6-shooter, got stabbed, and stabbed in the back of the neck. And still, that's
just any. I mean, when does his knees give out? Is he going to need hip surgery soon? I mean, he's 61 years old, and look at the shit. I mean, he's fallen out of buildings. He's been hit by cars.
Burned.
He's been burned to death. When does the geriatric kick in with this guy? It doesn't.
What does he eat? Have we ever seen him sit down for a nice plate of...
He eats the dog. Remember, he eats a dead dog? Well, I guess he still eats wild animals.
Oh, okay.
But he eats them raw. That can't be healthy. I'm sorry.
At least he only comes out like once a year.
Salmonella comes in, right?
Yeah,
I mean...
So he only comes out once a year. The rest of the year he's healing.
So,
recovering.
If he only comes out on Halloween and they just let him live in his old house, so as soon as he steps out, have some guy there with a 50 cal put him down.
He's like in hibernation. And just
why aren't
he's like
they...
the Jeepers Creepers
he's like
Creepers.
tucked away. And,
why aren't they, like, shooting him up with a bunch of sedatives and then just take him somewhere and just chop him up in little bitty pieces and then run him through, like, a tree, a tree branch grinder like they did in Fargo? I mean...
because they're not smart enough.
To the pigs, and it needs to be pig food.
Because it's mob mentality.
Yeah. They have to be humane, even though he's not.
Did you guys see there was a petition to edit out the beginning scene of the movie? When he chops up and kills all the firefighters?
This is the best scene!
Yeah, that was freaking crazy.
The guy, the video I watched on YouTube, he brought up a good point. Because firefighters are like the one sacred profession in the U.S.
Like
still.
first responder type.
So we can kill all the police we want. And
nurses. And
the
nurses.
Only people that are generally from every walk of life, everyone loves the firefighters. And I get that. firefighters are whatever, but it's like, leave the scene in.
Leave the scene in.
Because it was legitimately, it set the mood for the entire movie after that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought there was going to be an epic, like, axe fight going on with, like, the
Jaws
of life.
Yeah,
the Jaws of life were pulled out.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was way to start a movie.
It's just not... I was disappointed. After the the last one I thought was good.
The last one I thought was the best one.
But, I mean, now they're making another one.
They're making another new
Halloween Ends is the next one.
What are they going to do? Is Zach Bagans going to come out?
Yeah, all the ghost hunting crews. They're gonna band together. You get Zach and you're gonna get the guys from Ghost Hunters. Mm-hmm. And, the Destination Fear people, why not bring them in? Maybe bring in Josh Gates. He could do a whole background on Michael Myers and his family.
Josh Gates has a great narrator voice. I love his, narrations.
Yeah, all the Ghost Hunters are going to come in, and they're going to... Then they'll bring in a priest from The Exorcist who jumped out the window. He'd survived. And then, we'll just... And then we'll bring in Gale Weathers to cover it all from Scream.
Who are the two from the husband and wife? The wife's psychic in the Conjuring.
Oh yeah, the Warrens. They're
Yeah,
going to
the
come
Warrens.
in because
Yeah.
they were alive back then.
Yeah.
2018, yeah. So we can bring the Warrens in. They can fight it.
Yeah.
It could just be a whole wacky, paranormal. Then we can bring in the cop and the medium, that's on the Discovery Channel, that show.
Oh yeah.
Then we can bring them in.
It'd be like the Power Rangers or like Captain Planet or something.
By our powers combined.
They may be able to beat Michael Myers just
Yeah.
They need to hire us to write this new movie.
they could. They should.
But I think Michael Myers is the best, like, I guess, slasher horror type.
To me, he was the best because
Yeah.
he's the boogeyman.
Yeah,
Did he start it?
Yeah,
Technically, Hitchcock started the slasher film with Psycho, obviously.
Obviously.
But yeah, Michael Myers was the start of the slasher films because after that, then a few years later, you have Friday the 13th. A few years after that, you have Freddy Krueger.
yeah.
So then you had all the sequels that followed. So yeah, he was the
I think it has the best music next to. I mean,
just the,
Psycho's good, but
the piano.
yeah. It's very eerie.
I have a quote from Tim on why he's not joining us tonight.
Oh, great one.
I'm doing some raids with the guys tonight, so you can go without me
Raids.
on a game. He's
Destiny, or the
Oh,
Destiny 2.
Yeah. What a nerd.
What a geek.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Speaking of nerds,
Are we done with Halloween?
I think so.
I give it, okay, so if I was going to give it a grade, I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
I'd give it a wait till it comes out on a streaming platform. I
Oh,
would
It
say
is on a streaming
It's
platform.
on Peacock.
It's on Peacock. I
watch
watched
it on Peacock.
I watched it on Peacock
Yeah.
Friday night. I did watch it again.
Usually I'd say wait till it comes out at Family Video or Blockbuster, but those don't exist anymore, and probably somebody who listens to us doesn't know what those are. So watch it, stream it.
Yeah, it's not that it's not that great, but it's not horrible either.
5 is good, but I'll bump it up to 6 just because I like all the blood and gore and killing. And
With the fluorescent light bulb.
Yeah,
Dude, how
the
creative.
best.
I like
He's
how
upped his level of killing.
Yeah.
I like how he killed the boyfriend. She was sitting with her on the bottom floor with a
Yeah.
broken leg.
Yeah, and she's just like, he was dead like 4 bangs ago, and he just kept on
He's kept
going.
beating the shit
Yeah.
out
And
of
then
him. That
he was
was-
walking down the stairs and went with his neck,
Yeah.
twisted his head around.
And he is getting creative for his kills because the homosexual couple who owned his house, he put them like in a pose, and they
From
put
their
on a
photo.
nice Anne Murray song.
it was a pose from the photo they had.
Yeah, it was a pose from the photo they had.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
You didn't
That's
notice
great.
that? Yeah, they had a picture of them in that pose, the same pose.
But he had him reversed.
Yeah, he did have them reversed.
Oh,
And then he
wow.
put on that nice song by Anne Murray. So I will forever, if I ever hear that Anne Murray song again, it will be ever forever linked
So
to
I think I'm going to
two dead
title this.
homosexuals in Halloween
I
movie.
think I'm going to title this podcast "Big John and Little John."
Oh, yeah.
Michael,
that was crazy.
When Michael
how they
came
could-
into the house, one was on the first floor, the other was on the second floor, and how they kept in contact with one was he'd go,
was
"Big
like-
John,
yeah.
Little John."
It was like
Big-
Marco Polo.
I'm guessing both their names were John.
That's all I'm guessing.
So
Yeah.
one was Big John, one was
But
Little
Big John was smaller than Little John.
Yes.
Not where it counts.
Well,
I
not
bet.
my-
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Oh,
why.
God. Okay, next subject.
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall needs to lay off the testosterone a little bit.
Yeah.
He's not,
Was that Big John?
No, and he was Tommy Doyle. Was Anthony
Oh,
Michael.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who was Rusty in the original Vacation movie? And he was the geek. He was
Oh.
Farmer Ted in 16 Candles.
Okay, before we get off the subject, I do like how they brought as many of the original actors back as they could. I like that about the first movie, or the last movie. I like that about this movie.
Honestly, the only one that wasn't was Tommy Doyle.
I didn't. Why was he not the same person?
Because Anthony Michael Hall didn't play Tommy Doyle in the original
Who
Halloween.
played? Why did the original person?
I don't know why he
He
didn't.
could have
play.
been sick and
Maybe he didn't want to do it, or he's just done acting. I don't know. He was a child actor. So.
True.
But yeah,
Maybe he didn't act anymore after that. Just
I mean, that's true. That happened to the kid from Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Charlie Bucket. He stopped acting after that. So,
Oh.
but yeah, Lindsay, little girl Lindsay from the original Halloween is now adult Lindsay in this, and Jamie Lee Curtis, and then Sheriff Brackett.
Yeah.
his daughter was killed. So he was in this as well. So that's about really all you could bring back from the original cast. And then whoever was Donald Pleasance, that was an actor. That wasn't CGI'd.
Really?
Yeah. And then they had a voice actor do Donald Pleasance.
I
was shocked. I
the
thought
flashbacks were really good.
I thought it was. I really thought that the Donald Pleasance was a CGI of Donald Pleasance, or kind of like but no, that was an actor. So that was pretty impressive. There were some impressive things about it. There really was, but just writing and storylines just kind of
pacing. You know what? You know how I usually complain about pacing. The pacing wasn't bad in that movie.
No, but I wasn't a fan.
But it was written. I felt like you said, it was written in the '80s with crayon. Well, I added the crayon. Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight.
Which is what I said to every.
They said that way too many times.
I said that to every Michael Myers who walks by at Comic Con.
I didn't notice that.
And I think there was only 2 guys. But I was like, "Evil dies tonight," and they'd look at me like confused. Like I was like, "Okay."
Because they probably didn't go see the movie.
Yeah.
They just stopped at Spirit Halloween on the way to Comic Con and bought that outfit. Is what they did.
I don't. Little kids that do that for and dress up to go there, I don't care. But if you're like our age or
wait, are we shifting gears and going to
We're
Comic Con?
going to Comic Con.
We're going to Comic Con. Hot dogs.
We went to Comic Con.
Indiana Comic Con.
Yep, on Saturday. What day was that?
16th.
The 16th. I don't know why that matters. But
It was kick ass.
Yep, we took Mikey. We deflowered him.
Deflowered Mikey's.
My Comic Con flower.
And then you guys picked up Zach on the way.
Right.
Our friend Zach. Who I don't think listens to the podcast.
We deflowered him too.
Deflowered him too, and he seemed to have a good time.
Yeah, he stood out because he's the only one not dressed.
He wasn't dressed. He didn't have any kind of graphic.
No graphic or movie.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
He looked like he was going to going to work.
Yeah, like he just walked in like, "Hey, what's this place?"
Yeah. So they moved it. I'm just going to start from the beginning. When I got there, I noticed it was in a different hall because remember it used to be all the way in the back in the back hall.
Big ass hall.
But they moved it to the bigger hall, which I think was a great idea because they spread everything out. I felt like there was.
Of course, they had to. I mean, with
Yeah.
COVID and stuff, they tried to.
And maybe that's why they did it, but it was a lot.
They needed that space.
There was a lot of more there seemed to be a lot more vendors.
Yeah, there was more
But
I
they
felt
were
like there
different vendors.
But I also felt like there was less stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've gone every year except for the second year. And every year it's always been like t-shirts and posters and, comics. Now I just felt like every other, if it wasn't Duke selling art, it was selling Funko Pops.
Yeah.
And I got tired of seeing all the Funko Pops because I don't.
A lot of Funko Pops.
I'm looking for one of like 4 Funko Pops, and none of them had the ones I was looking for. Plus, I think the one I want is like an exclusive, and then the other ones are Disney princesses for Kimberly because she's collecting all the Disney princesses.
Yeah, there were a lot of those. I didn't find as much. There weren't as many T-shirt vendors as there usually is. Usually there's a lot more T-shirt vendors.
There were some selling T-shirts, but it wasn't what they got. Their main thing was.
No.
And then like the T-shirt vendors that were there, I didn't care about any of the T-shirts. There was 3 or 4 T-shirt vendors.
Yeah.
And I like the one with like the the Winchester shirt or the Palpatine and Vader for President shirt. But I wasn't one to spend $20 for a T-shirt.
They're pricey. They're $25 or more.
Yeah.
There wasn't. Yeah, and I only saw one comic book seller.
There was one guy that focused on it, but there were a few that had comic books there.
I don't know if that guy made his money back. I don't know.
One thing I learned, and I wanted to tell you and Zach, is don't go up to the vendor and say, "Oh, that's cool," and then walk away.
Yeah.
Because I did that one time, and she was like, why do you buy it if you think it's cool? I was like, well, I don't think it's worth
just cool. I'm sorry, I think that Corvette's cool too, but I ain't freaking buying one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went up to a lot of artwork stuff, and I was looking through them, and there's one guy that I almost bought it, but I was like, I want to look around first, but he hand draws this stuff, and it's really like dark stuff. It's on the darker side.
It's not like it had like the
it was on big. Yeah, it was on a big poster whiteboard, and I was going through them, and I was actually really interested. I was like, "Oh, how long have you been drawing?" And he said it's all hand drawn, and there's a lot of stuff. And I was like, you know what, I may be back. I was like, I really like it. Like, this is really awesome. And then I walked away, and I never came back. I planned on it, but instead I got some other stuff.
Right.
But,
Well, it's the same thing. I wanted the decanter and those matching.
yeah.
What it was is
There were more of those, the glass sets and stuff. Yeah.
What I wanted was it was a Stargate decanter set, and it had all the symbols for Earth, as in like put on the Stargate.
Yeah, about the Star Wars one.
And it was a decanter set with the matching glasses,
With the matching glasses,
and
yes.
coasters. $175.
That's expensive.
I almost pulled the trigger. I was legitimately this close to pulling the trigger, but you guys sort of moseyed away from me, and I was like, I gotta sit on this. I told myself I gotta sit on this, and I'm glad I walked away, because you know what? If I wanted it, if I really wanted it, I would have went back at some point and got it. But when I walked by again, I looked at it and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't. I hesitate to buy stuff. I really do. You know.
You
that.
did buy your first. You officially bought your first thing at Comic Con.
I did buy my first thing at Comic Con. It didn't take long at all, and then I sat around and had to carry it. Well, you carried it around the rest of the day. But still, I had to carry it.
I carried it around most of the day.
It had to be carried.
And what was it?
It was a comic book. Okay, so what it was broken. What was it? Broken bone, broken arrow, broken something or other.
Do you want to tell the story of when we were walking up to him? And who, you know...
It was, yeah. Okay, so we were walking through, and we're walking through the convention, and we were an artist alley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why your comic book, you know, you got your artists, your authors, your book authors, and your comic books. You know, like original comic books. And I said, I saw the mannequin head sitting on the table. That was my first clue. And I was like, that was a head.
Yeah, I joined you a little late. I didn't know what you were doing. I was probably looking at something else.
And then I saw the guy. I was like, holy crap, that's Al Snow from the well, he was part of the WWE. I only knew he was in ECW, but I remember him from the WWE. And he is featured in comic books now. He signed a deal with this comic book company, and we talked to
announce him at all.
No, he had it on his Instagram that he was in it. No, they only listed because all they listed was the comic book he was associated with. Mm-hmm. So I was like, holy crap, that's Al Stone. He was talking to somebody. And then the guy who wrote the comic book came over and was telling us about how they have regular Al Snow, and he kind of portals into these odd and crazy things, but it is Al Snow and head, and in like just regular Al Snow and head, and then they're in this crazy comic book world. And they've done the same thing with Chavo Guerrero. They've signed a deal with Chavo Guerrero. He's a wrestler. Mankind Mick Foley is going to be featured as well. So they had 3 different versions of the comic book there. They had just like a regular cover.
The one that's going to be sold in stores.
Right. The one. Yeah. Well, there's 2 that's going to be sold in stores. There's a regular version, and then one that looked like Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which is an old time wrestling magazine. You could buy it like Kroger's and Walgreens, and you could just go by and they would have wrestling news and pictures and stuff. And then they had the special edition cover that only had like 77 available. So I bought the special edition cover, obviously.
It's only $10 more.
Yeah, it was. It was only $10 more for that, and then Al Snow for an extra $10. Al Snow would sign it, and I got all fangirly about it because I wasn't expecting to see him there.
When I say I saw, how old are you now, Chris?
49.
I saw a 49-year-old man act like a 7-year-old kid. He got all
Giddy.
Yeah,
is a good word.
But it was awesome to see.
Yeah. And that's what Comic Con does to people. It
Yeah,
does that all ages.
I was so excited because I wasn't expecting to see him. You know.
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy crap, it's Al Snow!" And
Yeah.
he could have been nicer. He really could. He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Super nice guy, and dude is jacked up.
Yeah.
He's like 58 years old.
He's still got 22 inches on his arm.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He could punch a hole through me.
Yeah, I looked him up today on Wikipedia. He's 58, and he is still getting after it. So, but what a really nice guy, and I looked around on his Instagram, and remember we saw in the line for the cosplay the Ghost Rider
Yeah.
He got his picture taken with the person that was on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he would go around and he would take pictures. And like the robot, remember we saw the robot with the
Oh yeah.
He got his picture taken with that too. So he was out and about with just being
Well, the thing is
part of it.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was awesome.
he wasn't confined to doing. If he went there as a star, he would have been confined to doing events.
Exactly.
But he went there as a vendor.
He went there as a vendor, and he could just come and go as he pleased.
Yeah.
And couldn't have been nicer. And I have rooted for Al Snow for because he always had these T-shirts. They was always called themselves the Job Squad, and a jobber in wrestling is the guy that loses all the time. That's just he's the piece of meat.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a house show and you see, I'll use like back then The Rock. The Rock would be against Al Snow, and Al Snow would be the jobber. Or
he'd put on The Rock. He would
put him over.
Yeah, put him over. Yeah,
Essentially, yeah. But he would come out with head, and his whole gimmick was head. And I loved it because I got my picture taken with him and head.
Yeah,
because he holds head over. And he signs head on the comic book. He signs head like head's autograph. But when he would come out, because entrance music is huge, and it would be as soon as you heard it, but people went nuts. It'd be, what does everybody want? And he would come out because it was head.
Mm-hmm.
What does everybody want? Head? And I remember he was in a tag team match because they were mad at him or something. So they put him in a tag team match against Too Cool, right? That's two guys against Al Snow and Head. That was who he wrestled. And to win the match, one of the guys pulls out a bottle of Head and Shoulders and throws it to him. And he grabs Head, puts the Head and Shoulders bottle on the mannequin head, and pins it because then he's got shoulders because it's Head and Shoulders. So that was the highlight of my day, which was in the first, 20 minutes probably?
Not really, like half
hour?
Half hour to hour.
Yeah.
Because it was like the second or third row.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. My mind was always like, and like I said, guy could have been nicer. I'm glad I bought the comic book.
I thought about going back and buying it because he was a really nice guy and I felt like supporting him. But when I left, I was going to walk by and buy it. He wasn't there. It was only the one guy, the one art.
Oh, when we walked by, he was there.
Well, that
was probably a half hour later.
He must have been out on lunch or just out enjoying.
Right, he might have. Yeah, that's true.
But I wanted a signature from everybody and a picture with him.
Right.
Oh well, I'm not too broken up about
right.
it.
But yeah, that was the highlight of my day. I was like a 7-year-old kid all day long because I met Al Snow.
Who'd you get to meet, Mikey?
Alan Richardson. He's been in a lot. I think he's been in a lot of like little shows, like maybe one-parters. But I think what people really know him from, at least recently, he's in Titans as Hawk. He was also. He's the voice of Raphael and did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's been in other shows like Workaholics and I guess he was in the Hunger Games. He's been in Hawaii Five-0, just those shows. He's been in Smallville as Aquaman.
Yeah, he's been in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done. He stays busy. He really does.
But what I really know him from was Blue Mountain State. And if you haven't watched Blue Mountain State, I highly recommend it. Definitely rated R. Yeah, definitely rated R. Mature. But it's hilarious.
I was in the Hunger Games movie.
He played Thad Castle. He was the jock, the stupid jock, I guess. And he was the team captain, but he's so, he was so funny in that. And I think he was announced, but I didn't recognize him until I saw his face, until I saw him in his booth.
Yeah, he was one of the announced.
We announced. We
talked
about it.
Yeah, I just didn't recognize his name. I had to see his face. Because I never watched Titans, and he was in Supergirl too as Hawk.
Yeah, he was in Supergirl. That's right. Yes.
But I just never recognized his name until I saw his face, and I was like, I should meet him. I was like, I really didn't want to fork up that. It was $50 for his autograph or whatnot. I really didn't want to fork it up just for an autograph and a picture. But as today, after a couple of days of doing it, I probably would have regretted it just to meet someone,
right,
and get an autograph. I don't have a chance to really meet too many people like that. And he was a really nice guy. He was bigger than I thought he was. He was fucking huge. I mean, he plays a superhero, so I mean,
huge. Yeah, he was.
He was tall.
He's a good looking man. I'm not gay, but he's a good looking man.
Yeah. But he was really caring. Like he asked me like I told him how I knew him the most, I guess. But he was like, "Oh, what's your favorite episode of Blue Mountain State?" And I told him it was the episode where he ran across the field with a cookie in his ass. So that yeah,
I saw that scene.
And the Drug Olympics. If you've never watched the Drug Olympics episode, it'll really get you going.
He's like a Stifler on steroids.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He is on steroids in the show.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
He was on elephant testosterone.
I think there's probably one episode where
Yeah. He was essentially his character is Stifler on steroids. He really is.
But yeah, he was really awesome to meet, I guess, and I don't regret forking up the money anymore. I mean, I thought he was awesome. I wish I could I wish I had more money to meet other people and talk to them, but
yeah, there were a lot of decent people there. I mean, besides Shatner.
I wanted to see Shatner, but I don't know. He was never. Anytime we walked by, there was
never. Yeah,
I never saw him.
He wasn't at his booth or anything.
$160.
Yeah, I might have done it though.
I would. Not me.
Well, what are the chances you'll ever meet Shatner again?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, Shatner. Yeah, it would be great. It would be awesome. But $160. That's a lot of money for 2 minutes of a guy's time.
I just said that I wasn't going to spend $175 on a decanter set. Why would I spend $160 for 20 seconds with a guy?
And the only thing I kind of regret right now is talking to him more, because there's nobody behind me waiting.
You probably could have talked to him more.
And I wish I could. I just couldn't think of anything. It's just one of those moments. I just kind of want to get in, get out, I guess. But I don't want to take up too much of his time. I don't want to but there was nobody behind me, and I kind of.
Yeah,
I kind of said what I thought I was saying before I even walked up there. I planned it. I was like, okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that.
We did stand there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that.
That's what caught me off guard with the Al Snow was I wasn't prepared. I had nothing.
Yeah.
I had to holy shit, I got to think of something.
But as I walked away, I'm like, oh man, I should have asked him something like this or some other questions.
He seemed real nice, he was real cordial. He wasn't from what I saw, he didn't look like he was faking it.
Well, the one thing that I've noticed about most of the stars that at least come to Indiana Comic Con, they're all real nice people. Because Indiana Comic Con, Indiana. Why would you go to Indiana Comic Con?
It's not as big as some other cities, and it's kind of laid back. I would assume.
I think it is too. I think that's why some of them come. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was some that didn't even have a line.
I felt bad for them, but at the same time, people are going to them. It's not.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that they had.
They probably had a line earlier. That's what I'm saying.
This was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it probably dies off in the afternoon.
Sure.
Yeah, and like you said, what's the one lady from Supernatural? And she had no line, but next door to her was Sean Schimmel with a line around the corner.
Yeah, there was another lady with a line.
Yeah,
a big line.
But also, I heard on the PA when I was leaving that they said, "Hey, she's leaving in about 15 minutes. Your last chance to meet her." So she might have, like you said, it might have probably at the end of the day.
Well, then Billy Zane showed up with his wife.
Randomly,
they
had to they cut it out of paper.
Yeah,
surprise guest, Billy Zane.
Who's that?
He was Cal in Titanic.
He played the bad
guy.
Oh yeah,
she was engaged to.
Oh okay.
But he was also the Phantom in the Phantom, which is really an underestimated comic book movie. It's really good, actually.
It's not bad at all.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. So, Billy Zane was there, and his wife was in. I guess she was in Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah. We saw after lunch. We walked through the exhibit hall, and then we went to lunch. We went to Chick-fil-A at the mall. We came back and we heard a bunch of banging around in one of the rooms. And we were like, what is that? And we saw it was the wrestling. There's wrestling.
There's a little amateur wrestling event.
That was so much fun. We were sitting in the back just yelling. And
trolling.
And talking trash.
I think everyone had a good time. Everyone was yelling.
That was fun.
Just cheering.
I enjoyed that wrestling. Those guys were sending it too.
Oh,
They weren't holding back. They were really doing it.
It was definitely amateur because it got quiet all of a sudden and you could hear them whisper in each other's ears like, do this. I was like, what? What was that?
My favorite person was Queen. The Queen.
Oh, yeah.
That was his name, was Queen. And
Not the band.
Not the band, no. It was just I don't know what he was. Was he just like a valet for the guy?
No, I think he was a wrestler because I think that he had a fight with the diva that was with the other guy.
Oh.
He'd just lay on top of her.
They weren't they were like really spindly, but they were jacked. I mean, they had a six-pack.
Yeah.
They had muscle. You could tell. Obviously, they're starting out.
They weren't like wrestlers you see in WWE. They're like wrestlers They're like guys that work a 9-to-5 job and then do wrestling on the side.
Yeah, they're making $20 a match.
Yeah.
But they're really into it. I mean, those chest chops, those were real that had to hurt.
And the guy swung around and he kicked somebody in the face, kicked them in the face, like he was up against the ropes there in the corner. Like I swear I saw him kick in the face at least. So I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
They don't lay anything. They don't hold anything back.
Sounded hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a soft one.
Yeah.
No.
They got it out of storage from like WWE Raw that happened at Lucas Oil 10 years ago.
Man. That was cool though. The wrestling was really cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't expect that, and I was like, "Oh,
it didn't cost anything.
It's kind of fun. You can just walk in,
watch.
Yeah.
Zach had a good time yelling at them.
Yeah. Rip his dick it off.
You had to be careful. There were kids.
Mount him.
Grab his dick and twist it.
There's a dad and his son in front of us.
Dude, there's kids in here.
And then after that, we went to Sean Schimmel's Q&A
session,
which you don't really know what he's. You know he's.
I know where he's from.
Yeah.
I've seen the Dragon Ball movie. I don't know which one. I saw one.
Whatever one you went with Derek.
No, Derek showed it in his backyard.
Oh yeah.
And
Resurrection F.
I mean, and it wasn't a bad movie. It's not a movie I would like rent or buy or watch on TV. But he showed it, and I'm like, I'll watch it, and it was good. But so I know who Sean Schimmel is. I really do. And the stuff he talked about, it was very interesting to hear. You know, he was on when he went to college, it was for music.
Yeah, classical music. He played French horn and something else.
And he sings.
Yeah,
he's able to sing. So that was kind of cool to hear, and I like the way how he described how he does his voices and how he does his sounds and where he gets it from and how he has to train and take days. I found the whole Q&A session extremely interesting. I'm glad we went.
I liked how honest he was with the fans on how, doing some of those screams really hurts his voice. And he said he lost his voice for a month once?
Yeah.
But that was for the Sonic character he did.
The Hedgehog?
Yeah, he did Dark Sonic or something.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. The literally raspy voice. I can't do a raspy voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said he did that was for a Sonic villain. He did.
Okay, and then he was Batman.
I never knew he was Batman, but he was Batman in the Dark Knight
video game.
Yeah,
yeah.
And he actually they wanted him to match Christian Bale's voice.
Right.
And that was I didn't know. I never knew he was in that. I never knew Dark Knight had a game either.
So.
And I like what I learned from him, like his obsession with doing voices.
Yeah,
like he just pick up like random voices that he liked, and he
just
could just do it
out in public.
Yeah,
yeah. I thought that was funny. How could you not like that voice?
Yeah, he said he wasn't making fun of him, but he was copying the voice of a guy that because his luggage got damaged at Indy, and he had to get new luggage. He was copying the guy selling him luggage voice because he loved his voice. And I thought he really gave people, if anyone in that crowd wanted to be a voice actor, he gave them tips too.
Yeah.
Do your stretches and your exercises, and you'll be fine. But I wish it was longer than an hour. I felt like it was really short.
I wish we had more time. Like, there's so much to do there, and there's so little time to get to everything. Like, you really have to pick and choose what you wanted to do.
There were more panels we wanted
Yeah.
to do this time, it seemed like, than any time before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. We finally went to the improv show too, which is hilarious.
Penguin Knife Fight.
Yeah,
They were really good.
might be the last show.
Might be.
Most likely, I think they
You
said.
should have bought a T-shirt or
A poster got signed. Yeah.
They were hilarious. Zach got a lot of his.
Yeah.
His suggestions.
His
Yeah.
trolling in.
I wanted to yell. I wanted to be like Ted and yell 9/11. But I didn't have the balls to do it. The offices at Charlie Hebdo. Bill Cosby. I almost said Bill Cosby when they were talking about celebrities. I almost said Bill
Oh,
Cosby. I was like, no, maybe not.
Or like Weinstein or something, Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
John Gruden.
Yeah, anything. I wanted to, anything to do that. But no, I didn't do it. It wasn't dark. We were like,
Yeah, it wasn't the 8:30 show.
No,
that
if
that
it
would
was 8:30
be cool.
show and it had been dark, I would have
Yeah, that would have been probably
I've
fun to
already
do.
yelled
though, too.
9/11.
Yeah, that would have been fun to go to the late one.
I really think I really want to do a 3-day, go all 3 days.
Dude, you need like a nap in the middle of the day, though.
Yeah.
My legs were cramping by the end of it. By the time I got to my car when I left, my legs were cramped up.
I know, I did leg day the day before we went there, and I was like, golly. I didn't realize how much walking it was, but I mean...
Yeah, you set a personal record on deadlift
leg press.
leg press. Thank you.
I wonder how far we walked.
My problem.
I know Zach had his steps in, like he had his Apple Watch. They said he told me like we were like hour or two in there. He's like, my watch is telling me like I'm doing pretty good. Keep up the good work or something. I'm like, oh, okay. I think he got his steps.
I'm trying to see how many.
But like I said, I really want to do all 3 days once. Like the first day, I want to meet the celebrities.
Yeah.
Like, and then the next day, go through the vendors and everything, do the panels I want to do, and then the third day, go to panels. Because I don't feel like I can ever get to all the panels.
Yeah.
But I can't get to all 3 days because, Friday I gotta work and I won't get down there until they're almost done. And I don't really feel like going just 2 days.
2 days would be better than 1 day, but
Yeah.
We did 12,296 steps.
how'd you figure that out?
It's on my phone.
Your
Oh,
iPhone
okay.
always has a pedometer
Oh, okay.
going.
Well,
So that's.
mine's probably a little skewed because I take a lot of steps anyway. But
I mean, well, that's true. I don't know how many miles that is. Yeah, that was the most.
How many miles? Or how many steps?
12,296 steps.
But being my first time, I'm excited for next year. I want to go next year.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about next year, and I think we need to maybe next time. I know it was hard. Maybe we need to sit down and plan out the
Itinerary. We need to make an itinerary.
of the panels we want to
we
go
need to be
to.
like Sheldon Cooper.
Yes, we can Sheldon Cooper. I want to dress up next time. I want to go in costume.
And I wore, I don't know if we posted it on our Twitter and probably Facebook and stuff of some of the
about
items.
6 miles.
Some of the videos and items we got, and I was dressed as a Cobra Kai student, I guess.
Yeah, you were definitely a student.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not the
Did you
master.
just see we walked away, right? We walked away from Al Snow, and I was like, dude, you got pussy arms compared to him.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely choke me out with one arm.
Definitely.
Me and Chris and Chris had our Do You Throw shirts on from Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Nobody knew what they were from, which I thought that was kind of cool.
I thought there
When
was
they
a
don't know.
couple. There might have been people that knew what it's from and just couldn't.
I couldn't place it because
Yeah.
I don't know how many people I caught looking at my shirt and they're trying to figure out.
Oh, yeah?
Throw. Yeah, I saw so many people look at. But I want to say something about the
Like,
kid. The kids of today are really into their anime, and I thought it was awesome.
Well,
They're as far as like art is concerned. As far as these kids look like they put in hours of work on those
or
costumes.
they bought it on Amazon.
No, those were not bought on Amazon.
Not all
Or
of them.
Pinterest.
I think a lot of that stuff, especially the anime kids, I think those were homemade. I think a lot of those were.
I like to. So every year I kind of try to keep track of what's the most popular. So this year was definitely My Hero Academia. There were so many like people dressed up in My Hero Academia, but it's kind of like usually it's just like Star Wars or Marvel.
I didn't see a lot of Star Wars or Marvel this time.
There was a good
I saw
a few.
I didn't see a lot of superheroes, like you said.
There's a lot of Spider-Man. Spider-Man is probably the most
Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. I saw a lot of Naruto. The anime was big, like you said.
There was no Darth Vader. There was no.
I saw some Darth Vader. Some little kids like Darth Vader.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about like Darth Vader.
Oh,
I mean, we've been there and seen stormtroopers, like full-on stormtroopers.
There was a lot of Mandalorian outfits.
Yeah,
there were a few Mandalorian outfits, and then a lot of Jedi Princess Leia.
Yeah.
I saw a couple couples as a Jedi Princess.
One of my
Leia.
favorite ones I saw cosplays was the ones from Toy Story.
Oh yeah, when they were Woody and Bo Peep.
Yeah, Woody and Bo Peep.
Yeah, those were homemade.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was a homemade costume. Yeah.
I also liked Barf from Spaceballs.
That was the MC for the cosplay.
Yeah, I saw that on
later.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was the MC for the cosplay contest. But the kids are really, I think it's awesome because they're really creative. Like they're really invested in their anime, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was surprised with the amount of females interested. Because I mean, I've only been around guys who talk anime all the time, not girls. And it was really neat to see so many females interested in anime as well. And I mean, like I said, it says a lot for creativity and the arts, for the future of the arts. Because I think we're lacking kind of that right now.
The big thing that you should notice also
I'm pretty excited for the arts
is the line for the cosplay contest. How big that line was.
Yeah, there were so many people dressed up. I mean, tons of people.
I felt out of place not in a cosplay.
You know what? I thought about this today, and I when I went into work and I said something. I said, you know what? I said, I like Comic Con because it is literally a no judgment. It's a judgment-free zone. You can dress up if you want. You don't have to dress up. Right. Nobody's making fun of you because your costume is bought at Costco or Walmart and
Halloween, Spirit of Halloween.
Spirit Halloween. Nobody cares. You're all the same person. You're all the same people. And I really felt like you felt like you fit in. I mean, we've gone to a bar, and that's what they brought up at work. It's like you feel out of place in different places.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, think about it. When you if you're going out on a Friday night, you try to dress nice and you comb your hair and you try to look good because you go out. But there's always somebody there that's better looking than you. I mean, we saw that guy that was freaking He-Man, except he didn't have the wig.
Yeah, he was He-Man except for the wig.
I saw
literally
him.
was He-Man. That guy was
That guy goes to the gym
up.
2 times a day for like
4
I don't
hours
think
at a
he's
time.
natty. I don't think he's natty. He might be natty, but it's
I don't know,
drunk
but that guy was jacked up. But I mean, I didn't even feel like I wasn't even intimidated by how he looked because of where we were at.
Yeah, he fit the part.
He did. He was He-Man.
And you probably could have talked to him and had a good time.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I like about. That's what I enjoy about that Comic Con is you're so relaxed and you're allowed to be yourself and like whatever you want, and nobody cares.
If you're not really into comics, well, then there's movies, there's wrestling. If you're not into wrestling, there's comics and
I mean the artwork,
anime.
The artwork there's so many talented artists. I felt bad just buying. I didn't buy any, but I almost want to have like a movie room. So I can start buying this artwork at Comic Con.
A lot of it just felt out of place. Like if I bought it, where would I put it? And where would it make sense?
And it doesn't work in my house because it's a racing museum.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have enough money for all the artwork I want.
I could easily drop $1,000 there. In that, just to support the arts. I really want to support the arts because. I mean, like, good for them. They're living.
Well, the ones that are making their money are the ones that are there every year.
Exactly.
And I've noticed a lot of them are there every year.
Yeah. So, if you've never been to a comic book convention, go. And it's $40 on Saturday. What?
$44.
$44 with tax, and we had.
And it's for the whole, at least for the whole day. You can go, leave. You can come back. You can.
Technically, you don't even need to pay to go. You need to pay to get into the exhibit hall and get into where the celebrities are.
Yeah.
But you can go to panels. You can sit out in the hallway.
You can sit out in the hallway and go to panels all day long for free. You could have went to
really?
Shatner Q&A. Yeah, really. I mean, think about it.
Huh.
We didn't. We didn't do
That
any
makes sense. Yeah, like they only check the wristband
when you go into the convention hall. Yeah.
Can I say my one issue with Comic-Con this year? I tweeted it out earlier. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Yeah.
There was a distinct lack of security this year than there was like any other year.
At the door?
At the door.
I mean, I'm sure when you picked up your wristband, that's when they checked in your weapons.
No.
They
didn't.
We didn't have any to check.
No.
But there was no one there checking weapons. I was there with someone in cosplay when I got my wristband before you guys. They didn't get checked. They weren't. I saw no weapon checks. That doesn't mean they didn't get weapon checked at like maybe somewhere else. But I saw no weapon checks and no bag checks. I walked in with my backpack, didn't get checked once.
No.
Yeah.
That's right.
I could have had a handgun or something in there. And previous conventions, when you get your ticket, before you even get your ticket, you have to walk past either a deputy or
a table, right?
Somewhere with a couple police officers. They're checking your bag and they're checking your weapon.
Well, that's because usually people that shoot up schools are nerdy people like us. They get bullied and picked on, so that's the last place they're going to go is to people of their own. I don't know.
All it takes is one crazy person.
I know. I agree. Yeah, the security was... Maybe there was security there that we don't know.
Maybe it was biometric security and stuff.
I mean, I've been to Disney and lost a kid at Disney World, and I saw security that were plainclothes that you never would have known were security until they come out. So there might have been more security there than we even know.
Sure. A lot of plainclothes officers were probably
there could have been... Yeah, they might have been, in the convention hall, walking around. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. But, I don't know.
But I agree with you. Yeah, there was seem like a lack of security.
There's a sense of security I have when there's a uniformed officer at the beginning checking things.
Yeah. But, I mean, everything went off smooth. The line moved
really
fast when we got
there. It was a long line. The line to get your ticket from the online order was faster than the just pay cash.
Yeah, next time I'll pay cash. Jeez. Huh? But I'm excited for the next one.
I think the next one's supposed to be in the spring.
I think it is in the spring, too.
As long as there's no more shutdowns or anything. Because the only reason they had this one in the fall was because of COVID.
Right.
And you know what? They requested masks, but they didn't enforce masks.
Right, they did enforce it. Well, they had it originally set for May.
Yeah. Which
was the same weekend as the IndyCar Grand Prix.
That would have been hell.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
So, I mean, that wasn't...
I don't know how Sunday went, because the Colts game was Sunday, but...
That's right, that was all downtown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, shoot, you can see Lucas Oil from the convention center.
Lucas Oil is part of the convention center.
Yeah, all that's together.
At Gen Con legitimately rents out the entire convention center, five or six hotels downtown, and Lucas Oil. Lucas Oil's the field is actually the game room for Gen Con.
For Gen Con?
Is one of the game rooms. I want to go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going to Indy Pop Con one time. I think that would be kind of cool. They bring in a lot of different celebrities there, too.
They bring in a lot more YouTube and Twitch celebrities.
Yeah, but, I mean, they have other celebrities there.
Yeah, I'd go.
Mainline celebrities.
Okay, since we're winding down from Comic-Con stuff, do we want to talk about the rest of our stuff? Because we're not even technically halfway through our list of stuff to talk about.
What do you mean?
We still have the DC Fandom, Game of Thrones trailer, Wonka, Mikey's Out on Bond, and Home Sweet Home Alone to talk about.
We can talk about... Let's do DC, and then I'll quickly go over my Bond shit.
I think we should also just talk about the Game of Thrones trailer.
That's fine.
We can't, because it didn't look like anything anyway.
Wonka and Home Sweet Home Alone.
It's just been announced, yeah.
So we'll wrap it up, Comic-Con.
Yeah, you guys have anything else
We've conceded. Comic-Con was freaking awesome. That, honestly, outside of going to the racetrack, for me, that was the funnest day I've had in a really long time.
That might be that might be the best Comic-Con I've been to in a while.
Yeah,
I've had so much fun, and then you missed out on Ale Emporium because we had some killer wings.
Yeah,
I had other engagements planned.
I don't even care. You missed out.
You could have brought me a wing.
Nah, I would have ate them all. I swear.
Oh my god! Yeah, Mikey's a freaking. He's got the bottomless stomach because Zach gave him a wing. He had his wings gone before I was halfway through my wings.
Yeah,
we had the same amount.
Lunch, he had his tacos eaten before we even
Then
sat down.
I got a plate of cheese fries, right? And I was full because I had 12 wings and like half my plate of cheese fries. I'm like, I can't eat no more. He's like, "Oh, are you done with those?"
yeah. I ate his fries and
he
my
had 12
fries.
wings, he had plus a full plate of fries, plus my half a plate of cheese fries, plus more wings from Zach's.
I only had 1 wing from Zach. Watch your mouth.
You know what that is, though?
I'm not fat.
That's one, him working out a lot.
That's because he works out so much.
And
Yeah, that's really
two,
is.
he's a recovering fat kid.
Well, I mean, we walked
Go hand in
12,000
hand.
steps that day. I mean, that's a lot.
Yo, I went home. When I got to Kimberly's, I devoured food. I was hungry.
I don't know if did I have lunch. I think I did.
Yeah, we had tacos.
Oh, that's
had
right.
tacos.
That's
We had
right. Yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
3 tacos.
You
Yeah,
had three-
I said I could eat 9 of them.
he had three,
And some
he had 3
pretzels.
bites
Yeah.
of tacos because
Oh
he
yeah,
sucked them all down.
and I had some Annie and
Oh,
pretzels.
Annie's, yeah. But yeah, Comic Con was kicking. Like I said, that's the most fun I probably had outside of outside of going to the 500 and the Grand Prix and all that stuff. That was a blast. I can't wait to do it.
And I was happy because I wore my Cobra Kai outfit, but that's basically all I saw. I saw a few other people in Cobra Kai, but nobody from Miyagi-Do.
That's right.
That's right, Cobra Kai for
Cobra
life.
Kai for life. Okay, now we move on.
All right. DC Fandom was also over the weekend. Was it on Saturday actually?
No, I thought it was yesterday. No,
Oh, yeah.
it might have been Saturday
probably
night.
Saturday.
Yeah, it was Saturday night because I saw the announcement for the Batman trailer that while we were walking around.
Yeah, I think you.
That's right. I watched the Batman trailer that night when I got home.
Yeah, you linked it. I think that night.
Yeah, because Zach wanted me to. Because he'd forget.
So I didn't know about DC. Me being a DC fanboy, I didn't know about DC Fandom.
All I care about is Batman. All I
So,
care about is Batman. And
They
DC.
released. It was trailers / teaser trailers for the ones that I care about at least are the new Batman movie, Black Adam with The Rock, Flash, and Aquaman 2.
Oh, they did
And
Aquaman.
Shazam.
God,
And
really?
Shazam.
I'm gonna quote
They did
Cooper Polly
Shazam
on
too?
this.
I didn't see those.
It
I
was
didn't look those up.
behind the scenes. So they had very
okay.
quick shots.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
quoting
well.
Cooper Polly from The Big Bang Theory. Dude, Aquaman sucks.
He does suck, but it's
It's
movies
not
are good.
a good movie.
the movie was good.
It just sucks. Aquaman
Anyways,
sucks. No, but did you see anybody dressed up as Aquaman this weekend?
did you see one dressed up as Superman or Batman?
I did see a cheesy Batman. Yes, I did.
Oh, I didn't see.
All
I didn't
so-
see the cheesy.
And I saw a bunch of Jokers,
You
all
know-
different kinds.
Yeah.
All I saw was Spider-Man, a few Black Widows, and the other people from the Black Widow movie.
Black Widow in front of us at the Chick-fil-A line. There was a girl
I
dressed
know.
like Black Widow in front of us
And
at
I'm
the
gonna,
Chick-fil-A
I'm
line.
gonna.
I'm just saying that she was dressed up like Black Widow in the Chick-fil-A line. I saw a lot of Jokers, Heath Ledger and
I didn't see a lot
Joaquin
of
Phoenix
Jokers.
Jokers.
I
a few of
saw
them.
one of each of those.
I saw a couple of each of those.
Okay, I did see the Joaquin Phoenix
And there was
one.
Harley Quinn's, a few Harley Quinns.
Yeah, I
seen
saw a
it.
lot of those. There's a few of those.
Yeah,
I don't remember any.
Any chance I get to dress up as a
as Harley.
As
Yep, why not?
a sloot, then yeah, they'll do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Batman trailer is the main thing. I guess from DC Fandom that came out.
Yeah,
it
the
was
biggest
It
thing,
was
yeah.
the biggest
It's
trailer.
the biggest trailer.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. It showed a lot more than the original trailer.
It comes out next year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it comes
They
out
showed
summer.
they showed
Summer.
during the Colts game. Is that when we
They showed
saw
a
it?
teaser of it.
The
They
teaser
didn't-
trailer
Yeah, they didn't show
during
the
the
whole
Colts
thing.
game.
I was so
They're like,
pissed.
go to YouTube.
I was so
and
excited
pull
to see it again on TV, but it was like it showed like only 15 seconds, and I was
Right.
like, damn it.
So this movie's gonna have the Riddler,
Yep.
Penguin,
Yeah.
Catwoman,
Yeah.
and it looked like it's also gonna have Fish Mooney. I think the girl with the red hair looked like it was gonna be Fish Mooney. Fish Mooney's from
Oh yeah, from
Gotham.
From Gotham, the TV
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
It looked awesome. The Batmobile, we can see more of the new Batmobile, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It's Batman. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. He is vengeance. And then he kicks the shit out of some people as soon as he says, I am vengeance.
I'm
And I can already
vengeance.
tell this Riddler, even though I like Jim Carrey, he's good, but this Riddler is going to be so cool.
I want a
Yeah.
Riddler.
So
that
much
is-
darker.
That's it. Yeah, I want somebody
Than,
darker.
than the
Not-
lighthearted Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey brought his twist to it. I mean, of course, he's a comedian, and
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
Jim
I mean-
Carrey.
but I mean, Yeah. It's going to be
Ooh,
awesome.
do you know what? I read something, speaking of Jim Carrey as a Riddler. So the original story of that was they wanted Robin Williams as a Riddler, right?
Yeah.
Well, there was a story that they offered Robin Williams the Riddler, but then they offered Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey took it, so they went with Jim Carrey. Robin Williams felt like they used him as bait to get Jim Carrey to be the Riddler, and he wouldn't do anything with Warner Brothers for like 4 or 5 years after that.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Because I remember for years they were talking about Robin Williams being the Riddler. I remember hearing that story.
I think Jim Carrey did great.
Well, I think he did too, but I mean, Robin Williams could have. Really.
Yeah, I wonder how he would done it though.
We'll never know.
I don't think he did the same way Jim Carrey.
No, it would have been a different interpretation, obviously. But it might have been a little darker.
Yeah.
You know.
Huh.
But yeah, there's your. Yeah, I'm kind of anxious for a new Riddler, a darker Riddler. You know, kind of like Heath Ledger was a darker Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
It was darker than Nicholson, and Nicholson was great, and he was sadistic and just murderous. But Ledger took it to a whole other level, really, a whole other level of dark.
I wonder.
So,
do we know who the Riddler? I'm sure it says. I just can't think of it right now.
I'm excited. When's it come out? I know it doesn't come out till
summer
next year.
2022.
Wow.
We got a few till it comes out.
A long way to go.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it though.
I wanted to throw in real quick trailers. We saw a trailer to the new Scream movie.
Oh yeah.
Which looks really, really good. And then another one called The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke.
Oh, that one looks awesome.
That one looks pretty awesome. That comes out in like February, I think.
Yeah.
They come out later. They come out next year, early next year. So you got another Scream movie, which brings back a few of the originals, but it's a new killer with new victims, and you got David Arquette and Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell back doing their roles. So I just wanted to throw that in real quick. But the Black Phone looks really, 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 really good.
I forget, what was that one about? What was that about?
The kid, he kidnaps a kid and puts him in a room.
That's right. And he starts seeing ghosts and stuff.
So
it's his previous kills are trying to save this kid.
It looks pretty awesome.
But did you see the Black Adam trailer?
I did not see the Black Adam trailer.
Basically, it's going to have some other DC heroes in it. Dr. Fate's in it. Dr. Fate is basically Doctor Strange.
Okay.
But DC's version.
He's the DC version.
I don't know who you could say is more powerful. They're different characters.
Right.
It's gonna have a Captain Atom in it, I think, which is basically Ant-Man. And a few other people. But Black Adam is basically Shazam's villain. And he's also kind of Superman's villain because Superman is weak to magic. Because he can take on Superman.
Black Adam?
Yeah, Black Adam can kind of beat Superman if he wants to.
Really?
Black Adam's not even really evil per se. He's more of he's evil because he needs to be evil type of thing.
Right.
Kind of like I'm gonna say he's kind of like Logan, but not. I don't know a good comparison to him.
But what caught me in that teaser trailer was like, I guess whoever was looking for these symbols, I guess, or they're maybe okay. They found these symbols on the ground and they brushed them away, and she was reading it. I guess she could read it. These ancient symbols, and did she say Shazam?
Yeah.
And Black Adam came down.
Yeah, they have the same power.
Is Isis going to be in this?
But why would he? No. Is it just? Yeah, I was like, that kind of confused me because I thought it was like Shazam for a second, but it wasn't. I was like,
they pretty much have the same power.
Yeah.
But he used it for evil while the guy Shazam uses it for good.
Yeah.
But basically, what happened was his people were enslaved. He got the power of Shazam, used it to free his people, and basically created an empire to keep his people safe.
ISIS though. Darn it.
The Flash got a trailer too. It was a short one.
Yeah.
I don't get the Flash. I mean, I'm not a trader to comic, but the guy just runs real fast.
He's powerful though. The maxed out Flash is on the same level as Superman.
I mean, Superman can't travel through time.
Yeah. Flash can run fast enough to travel through time, which is what this movie's about. It's the Flash paradox. Basically, he travels back in time for some reason, and he's with another Flash because there's two of them.
It looked like, I didn't really pause it and like really analyze it, but that's what it looked like.
But
so it's like a Spider-Verse kind of thing.
Basically, yeah. We're gonna get Batman.
They're just copying Marvel left and right.
Right.
We're gonna get. We know we're getting Ben Affleck's Batman in this movie.
Seriously?
But there's a rumor that he's going to the 80s and 90s because one of the Batman we saw, the back of him, looks like Michael Keaton's Batman. So Michael Keaton might be reprising his role as Batman.
It's not Val Kilmer.
Well, Val Kilmer can't really do it anymore.
Yeah, Ben Affleck
he wouldn't do it anyway. He already said. What?
The cast. It does have Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton in it.
There you go.
So.
There you go. We ruin everything. There's no surprises anymore in America because we ruin everything by looking it up on Google.
Or the trailers. Come on now, the trailers ruin everything.
Not really. I mean, they just...
Sometimes tell too much.
Yeah, but some of them are like the trailer to Not Without My Anus.
Oh.
From,
It's going to have Supergirl
Terrence
in it.
and Phillip, and they don't really show you anything.
That's it. It's going to have Supergirl in it.
How are they gonna have? Do they have Superman?
Who's Supergirl? Melissa Benoist?
No, it's Sasha Cale or something. Callie.
Not the girl from Supergirl.
Yeah, I don't
She's
know.
hot, though. I think she's pretty.
I don't know why they
She's a good Supergirl. I don't know why that show's not as good as it.
Well, a lot of DC shows on CW are going downhill.
But it was on CBS originally.
I know, but they sold it to CW.
Yeah.
Have you seen how bad the animation is now on Flash?
No.
It's taken like 10 steps back.
Oh,
it looks...
like
and it was bad before.
Is it like South Park?
No, but it's almost like he's just sitting there running in place, and they kind of put red lights behind him.
Yeah.
But yeah, DC Fandom, they talked about a bunch of other stuff.
Okay,
Titans, they talked about the new season of Titans and a few other things. But those are the big things that we really care about. I shouldn't say we care, we don't care about the other things, but those are the things. Sorry.
Sorry, we're boring you.
No, I'm exhausted.
And then we watched the Game of Thrones trailer, which showed absolutely nothing.
No, but it's Game of Thrones. How can we not be excited for Game
We
of
saw
Thrones?
people walking and a sword fight.
That's
all I saw.
It's going to be about Aegon's conquest of the Seven Kingdoms.
Right.
It's going to have, I think they said it's going to have 9 dragons.
9 dragons, including Puff.
Including Puff and, what's the other one?
Well,
Pete.
Pete's dragon.
Pete and Puff.
Pete and Puff.
And it might have Peter Puffer in it too.
I don't know of any more dragons.
Do you guys... So, there's a distinct lack of hype for this new series. Do you think that's because of how bad Season 8 was?
Oh my God, Season 8 was not that bad.
I don't think it matters because it's a totally different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there just seems to be a distinct lack of hype for it.
I think
When's it coming out?
I think it will once we see.
Once it's the closer
next year.
it gets.
Next year. It comes out next year.
It's too early now. There's so much on streaming.
We're probably 6 months away from it,
Right,
at least.
but there's so much on streaming. They're going to give you a teaser here and there just to remind you they're coming out. Then a few weeks before it comes out,
oh yeah,
inundate
yeah,
us.
that's
where the hype comes from.
It comes out next year.
Like, think about it. They just did a trailer for Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
It didn't come out till next spring.
Really?
I think.
I thought it came out at Christmas.
Does it come out at Christmas? See,
yeah.
So they're not even hyping like Stranger Things right now. You're not seeing anything. They released a trailer for it, and that was it.
They're barely hyping the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things hype themselves now, with how.
And there's so much like content coming out. It's all packed within just a few months because
it says this comes out.
We went a year without all this. We basically went a year without all this new content and shows that we were promised, and now they're just packing it in, and we are getting overwhelmed, and it's just it's awesome. But
I
still,
have
it's
way
like
too much stuff to watch now, I feel.
yeah,
Like, I don't have enough time to watch everything. And now that's also because I can't watch stuff at the liquor store anymore.
yeah.
I have a girlfriend. I work a longer job. So
I'm trying to see when it said that it comes out in 2022.
it was honestly really nice at the liquor store. We could sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it kind of sucked.
February 20. Well, this was supposed to be. Oh, no, they released one in February 2020. When will it air? It will air. It just says until 2022, but it doesn't say when. So it's not coming out till next year. So we just got a new Stranger Things trailer. So I just don't see. Not everybody's. That's why, like I said, there's just so much out there. April 2022, it looks like. Arrive in March or April 22. So if that thing's not coming out for another 6-8 months, just drop a teaser here and there like they did. And the closer it gets to the release date, the more we'll see trailers and, they got you talking about it. It worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And now TikTok and YouTube and everything takes its turn to talk about it, hype stuff up. And,
Right.
Anyways, Mikey, you're out on Bond. Do you want to talk about Bond?
I really liked it. I didn't see the last one, but it didn't matter because this No Time to Die. It kind of pieced together what happened in the last one pretty
Right.
well, and it told its story while also telling the No Time to Die story. And I didn't really need to see the last one.
I wish I did not seen the last one.
Yeah, but I really liked it. I think the highlight of it is what really gets me going is the music. Hans Zimmer is fucking genius.
Definitely.
He did great in this movie, especially the final ascent. That's what he calls his song there at the end. I downloaded it on my phone. I've listened to it quite a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
And this Christoph Waltz he's
Yeah.
icing on the cake.
Oh yeah. They
he's
need
in.
more. They need more of him all the time. Yeah.
I didn't think there was enough of him in the last movie.
Yeah.
And I think they wasted him as a bad guy. I really believe they wasted him as a bad guy. Because anything he's in, from Django, God.
He kills it no matter what he's in.
He does. He really does. And just I don't think they used him enough in Spectre to, they
Spectre sucked.
It did, but this, he really, what part he's in. Who's the bad guy? Him or Rami Malek? That's the thing. He still has control. But I enjoyed it. It was 2 hours and 43 minutes.
Yeah.
But boom, it went by fast.
But I was able to predict some of the ending of it. I knew it was something like that was gonna happen. So.
And I loved it. What's her name? Anna de Armas? Is that who it is? She was the CIA agent.
Oh, no.
I thought she stole the film.
Oh, in the beginning, near the beginning, where
when they're trying to get him and he goes to Cuba or whatever.
Yeah,
she
no,
says
that's
that
not
she
Anna
just
de
started.
Armas.
That's her, ain't it?
No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he got her that role because they were in Knives Out together. So I thought she was. I thought she helped steal the movie. Just what little part she was in was so good because she was funny, but she kicked ass at the same time.
She's fine. She's fine too.
Right. I thought she really played her part well. I would love to see her in another. And like I was telling them, I love the throwback to the M's. Did you notice that in the movie? There was in a hallway at the Mod Squad, or Ministry of Defense or whatever, and there was a painting of Judi Dench on the wall.
Oh.
And then also on the wall next to where her painting was hung was a painting of Desmond Llewellyn, who played M in the Sean Connery, all of them up till I think Pierce Brosnan. I think that's when Judi Dench took over, right?
Pierce Brosnan.
He was M through, or was he M in one of the Pierce Brosnan movies? He might have been M.
No. No, he wasn't. I'm pretty sure that what's her face was in all of them, all Pierce Brosnan.
Rosie. So I thought it was cool that they did a little shout out to the other M's in the. Except John Cleese was just epic as Q. So
Yeah, John Cleese.
But yeah. So
Anyone you want to say anything else about Bond or?
No, that was pretty much. I love the music. It was quite. It was paced pretty well. I mean, I didn't want to look away at all. I guess, and I liked it. I'd watch it again, but not at the movie theater. I'd rent it or something. It's a long movie.
All right. Anybody have anything else or shower thought time? Mikey, shower thought? You got one or?
I thought of one earlier while I was at work, and then I didn't write it down.
Oh, okay.
boo.
Well, I got.
I thought I
one.
remember.
My only thought is I'm gonna throw this out real quick.
Oh, okay.
John Gurdon is literally getting. They went after him at a witch hunt. That was my theory. There's all kinds of there's a lot of stuff coming out now. In fact, I want to throw out that the owner of the Raiders has just conceded everything to the NFL because he has no idea, and all he knows is that it's a witch hunt. So that's all I got to say about that.
Okay. Okay. So back to shower thoughts.
Back to shower thoughts. That's my shower thought.
We really wanted. There was a guy dressed as Jesus at Comic Con, and we really wanted to talk to him about how you never enjoyed lemonade.
That's right.
Anyways, on to the new shower thought. Somewhere, someone has had an imaginary argument with you in their mind.
Someone has?
Yeah, you know how I have an imaginary argument with you guys, maybe, or you have one with us.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's had one with you somewhere else.
That's like the idea that in somewhere someone has seen you out in public, like maybe on in the mall or at a store, and had a crush on you because they saw you and you don't even know it.
Yep. Somewhere someone has a crush on you and you don't even know it.
Yes.
With that argument thing, I always think of confrontations. Like if something ever were to if I always wanted to tell somebody something, if I plan to tell my boss something, okay, this is what I'm going to say, this is what he's going to say, this is what I'm going to say, this is what he's going to say, and it never turns out that way, and then I end up forgetting what I really want to say, and then it just never happens. And I do that all the time with random people, maybe people I want to meet or something.
Celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to them.
Yeah, it is okay. No. I always plan what I'm going to say, but it never works out that way. But I think that's pretty normal. I hope.
Yeah, I think it is because I do the same thing. I'm going to go confront my boss about this, and then I don't even talk about that in front to her.
Yeah, you forget everything you memorized.
I come up with something comebacks oh, this was that's well, that's it is
that argument didn't go like it was supposed to.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work that way. Yeah.
Anyways, you can listen to us you can catch us on Twitter and Facebook, Who's Nerds Podcast and at Pod Nerds. You can listen to us at TuneIn Radio, Spotify, iTunes Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts.
Yes.
YouTube, of course. And if you don't know who Your Nerds are, that's us, the Who's Your Nerds.